Are you having a good time?
Get up, photo! Get up, photo!
So, firstly, can I welcome everybody here to Fraser's 21st. On behalf of Donna and I, it is lovely to see everybody that's here tonight. And we're thrilled to see so many of his friends here from so many different walks of life. But we've got a little program organised for you now. We've got some very kind words and some very unkind words about the Fraser. And there'll be a couple of people giving a little speech. And the first person that's going to speak tonight is someone that Fraser has known for a long time. In fact, they knew each other when they were crawling around the pews under the church when they were really, really small. Lost a bit of contact for a few years, and then amazingly ended up in the same tube group at high school and Hale together. So I'm going to ask Royce Dawson to come and say a few words.
Sorry, photographer coming through.
Yeah, so Fraser asked me to say a couple of words. So I've known him the longest. Yeah, I think he asked me as well. But yeah. So there are times in your life where you meet someone who's generous and funny and talented and good looking. And it was a long time ago when Fraser first met me. We first came across this, she said, at Cottesloe Christian Church. We both attended for a few years. We then separated for a while. Back then, to be honest, I don't really remember those days that well. But I was watching some home videos actually the other night. Came across my second birthday. I think where's Donna? Oh, she was.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah. You were holding Fraser in your arms. I think, yeah, my second birthday. You gave me it was a nice, beautiful blue front end loader.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, always choose good presents.
Yeah, so you gave me that, and it was the Fraser's distress when you handed it to me. He quickly had a big whinge and wanted it back for himself.
He'll be right, it's always been right.
No, I haven't got your present yet, but I'll be the gentleman this time and I'll let you keep your present. We had a teary reunion several years later and we both realised that we were actually involved at Hale, and as Stu said, in the same class in year 8. So we have a lot of good memories throughout high school. A lot of them made with each over there. The wallet shop. No, a lot of good times from midnight bike rides in MWA, trying to get the attention of the uni gang we thought we saw. Got to watch out for those uni gangs. So throwing water bombs at Halloween parties and sprinting away in a panic and almost running into a bunker in the golf course. In pitch black, I think the choice broke some leg. Apart from Fraser's diet, where the food pyramid is flipped upside down, and his financial policy of if a bank account's lower than $5, there's something wrong with it. But Fraser is a guy who got out of his way to make sure you're doing okay. I always appreciate his study tips.
Study tips?
Oh, you've got the morning till student do it. I've kept that policy with the same.
Don't follow phrases.
You've been a great mate for so many years. You always make sure that I'm doing alright. So, really appreciate that. Always been overly considerate, and a quality that I think everyone here can back me up on. So, I'd like to make a toast to Fraser for knowing him past 21 years, and to the next 21 years. I don't know if
The first joke was the best.
Oh.
Just
Boy
close your eyes. Thanks, Royce. Fraser will get his chance to respond to those very controversial little while. The next person to speak is one of his pretty good mates in Pete Rogers, so come and say a few words to Lovery.
Oh.
It looks like I might be putting a visual, so it could take a while.
Look at that one.
There's a story, but I can't remember what it was.
Depends if I accidentally put the photos up Donna up again.
Oh no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hello everybody.
Hello.
Fraser asked me a couple of days ago if I would say something, and I said, heck yeah, I would say something. Now, you know someone's special when, I don't know if any of you are Facebook friends with him, but when you give yourself your own nickname. On Facebook it says Fraser Danger Bday. Now, I don't think anyone actually knows what that means, but I think I figured it out. Now, I'm a bit older than a lot of you, and all your raps still old. This comes to mind when I think of Fraser. Now, somebody knows who Danger Mouse is. Now, I think Fraser thinks he's Danger Mouse because Danger Mouse was a spy, when a tiny little spy who used to think that he ruled the world and he was the king of everything, but he never actually got anything right, and it was his little sidekick that solved all his problems. So, I don't think Fraser has a sidekick yet, but you need to be really smart, and you need to be able to get Fraser out of lots of trouble, because he does get trouble.
Does it?
And I can prove it to you.
Really?
Because this is what he does in his spare time.
But we
It's
get
pretty
the
organised,
general
this space,
gist
I
of
tell
what
you.
he's doing.
Hey?
I've got the gist of what he's doing.
This is all innocent.
Yeah.
He was innocently in a shopping trolley and accidentally hit it when he was walking down the road. There's nothing to do with him inside a shopping trolley and trying to skate it through the car park and stacking it on the curb. So they're the things that spring to mind when I think of Danger Bday, as he likes to call himself and nobody else calls him. And then there's three important things that pop into my mind when thinking of Fraser. And the first one we probably all know, music. He's a fantastic guitarist. And I don't know where he got his talent from. I would not have a clue in the world. Because he's actually probably better than you. He likes that. That's the first thing. His guitar is the first. Now, this little boy like over in the corner that we saw a minute ago, that reminds me of the other thing. Now, his first question of his sexuality comes into mind now with his hair, okay? Now, we talk about this regularly, and I've got a couple of things. Now, Fraser, he's the guy, he thinks he looks like this. Whereas he actually looks like this. Now, I've got a couple more, don't worry. He thinks he looks like Fabio. Whereas actually... Let's go with that answer, but anyway.
Yes, he got red hair.
He also thinks he looks like Orlando, but he actually looks a little bit more...
That's the closest.
Like Keira Knightley. That's pretty close. This is my favourite. So that's it. Johnny, he loves Johnny, right? He thinks he looks a lot like Johnny, but this is what he more looks like. Now don't cry. I want to try and get right.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Now the other question that comes into mind with his sexuality
Very
is
harsh.
him and I went shopping one day.
Oh, really?
Now I don't think anyone... And I said, I dare you to come
come shoppingly in the girls.
He was late.
Oh no. It's alright, I've seen it.
Take the photos, but that's not even the best one. This one is, I've got to get this right. Hold on. Wait.
Shave your legs next time.
There you go. His legs actually look like girls' legs. So, but the real reason I think he has his hairs like that is because he thinks that he's like Samson, where his power comes from his hair. But if you have a look at him, then I don't think that's where it's coming from, because he's little and Samson is just a guy. Must be coming from somewhere else. Now, the other thing, obviously, that we think of when we think of Fraser is girls. Now, Fraser's such a nice guy that he tries to understand girls. Now, this is his biggest downfall right there, because I'm a little bit older, so I understand that you cannot understand girls. Okay? But the thing you don't understand... yeah, that's right. The thing you don't understand...
Sorry, Pose, you can come on.
You can't understand girls. So that's something you need to learn, is don't even try and understand. Okay? That's the first point with girls. Now the other thing, thinking of Fraser, I don't know if
Such an experience.
we were hanging out at the Bday's one night. Fraser was dead tired, he had a hard day. We were all about to leave, we were just flicking through channels on Foxtel, there's about 10 people there, and we were just flicking through, and we're like, this thing popped up on the screen and it said lingerie football. Now I don't know if you know anything about lingerie football, but there's girls in their underwear playing full contact NFL. And as I slowly began to explain what this was all about, now you can't ask why I know what it's about, but as I began to explain what it was about, Fraser, who was so tired, his eyes were asleep, he was basically asleep on the couch, he just goes, sat bolt upright, and we all left, and apparently 2 hours later he's still sitting there. Mass. So Natty got us there. Fraser would miraculously been wide awake at that stage. So again, Fraser loves to pay attention to girls, and every time I talk about him, his ears prick up a little bit. He always has interest in them. So that's why I don't mind him trying skirts on and having long hair, as long as the interest stays on the girls' side. Now we've all had a go at him. Well, we will. Anyway, I didn't know which order I was speaking in. I've got something important to say. Now, the thing I love about Fraser is he's got such a big heart. It must take up about 50% of his body because he's the size. Yeah, exactly. He's a pretty little guy, but his heart is really big, and he's always reliable. And the thing that I know is a couple of weeks ago, I was on church setup. I'd forgotten completely. I had to go to work. It was about 10 o'clock at night. I rang him up and I said, I'm supposed to be at church set up, I've got to go to work, can you do it for me? And without hesitation, he just goes back, yeah, I'll just do it for you. So, and that's the thing that pops into my mind when I think of Fraser as well. He's always reliable, and he will do anything for you. I don't know what happened. That's right.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Stewie! The thing I want to say about that is that the reason I know that it was such a big deal for Fraser to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and go help the church set up is that number one, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. He's probably only been in bed for about an hour. And number two, I don't think he actually gets up when he comes to church in the morning. He comes at about lunchtime to have lunch with us.
But he goes Saturday night.
But he does go to church on Saturday night.
Thank you,
So
Pete.
that's okay.
Yeah.
So that's where he gets away. But he's got a massive heart. He doesn't judge anybody. He'll hang out with absolutely anyone. He doesn't care who you are, where you come from. He'll give you the time of day. So that's just why we love Fraser. And as much as we pick on him, which he makes it pretty easy to do. To Fraser.
Yeah.
We was hoping that Bday Speeches would be big enough to be worse phrase for these are cool and can't make it, and does need to apologies we are sad he's not here. But Matt, I believe you are speaking on his behalf, and I'll hand over to my friend. I think you can put that photo up there. I don't know how to get rid of it. Put it on my screen out.
Uh-oh.
You're calling, Dad. You have to drag the thing over.
Sorry guys, Dave shot just.
It could be a blessing that this is not working.
No, it will get it working.
Yeah.
It's not gonna fix it. Just have to. A little.
Oh no, they like his legs too much. You Asian man. You can't say things like that. Politically incorrect, as I told you today.
We have a sort
Done, Royce. Good speech. Jake must have sent this down from up north.
Yeah.
It won't be good.
hopefully this one's gone up on Alright. So, Grace, you ready for this? Welcome to Fraser 21 News. Good evening everyone, I'm your host Nat Fu. I'm filling in for David Sharpwood on assignment. Our top story tonight. Oh, that's it. Our top story tonight, Fraser Bieber graduates with a Bachelor of Communication. Now the big reports of early retirement. Fraser's fired to eat through easy mac and cheese and incessant Facebooking. I don't mind it. On the topic of Facebook, there have been countless reports of Facebook overuse, putting unprecedented strain on the World Wide Web. Although no militant group has claimed responsibility, many sources attribute this to the one and only Fraser Bieber. Here we have just a few of Fraser's updates from the last 2 days. And let's hope this new iPhone can hold up to the test. A new meme has been created this week called No Fancy. We have an exclusive with one of the founders, Mr. Bieber. How did this idea come about?
500 Miles was playing at the time, and the unwritten law was if the song's playing, everyone from Hale had to drop the ducks. So we did.
Shifting the blame, very nice. Speaking of memes, the question has been asked if the meme planking is still currently socially accepted. Recent creator of the No Pantsing meme, Fraser thinks it still is, and has resorted to desperate measures to bring it back. In this reporter's opinion, he has gone way too far and should be ashamed.